changes in societies, where we can show what are the different issues and how to work and how to deal with it. But the questions have to be done in the societies, and there we have different cultures, there we have different views in the society, and so we are not able to say to the partners, you have to do gender equality. It's not, we try to bring it in the projects, we try to show that it is very successful, but at the end, the decision has to be done by the partner, and on the other hand, the discussions have to be done in the societies on their own, I will say like this.
Other questions, comments? Well, if there are no more questions, may I say how grateful ICRIER is to GIZ and to Ms. Gona for taking the time off and coming here and sharing her experiences and bringing all her experience, I think, to bear on this wonderful session that we've had. I thank Stefan for giving ICRIER this opportunity to do this. And I think one of the things that comes out, as I said, we are a research institution, and we'd love to hear examples on how we can make policy engagement or improve the policy engagement and the policy discourse, and therefore help in implementing good or better policy. Good policy is always at a premium in emerging markets. I guess it's also at a premium in developed markets, as we see now, but it's at a premium definitely in emerging markets. And one of our roles, major roles as a research institute, is to kind of provide evidence on what could be good policy. And one of the things that has come out from today's session is that, as said by the gentleman, we always underestimate the ability of the vulnerable, who we think are the vulnerable or the poor, to adapt to market signals or different circumstances. We always underestimate. And we always politicians feel that they're not going to be able to do it and take decisions which actually hurt them in the long term. And therefore, we have to try and create this balance between the short term. And I'll tell you one of the projects that, one of the papers that was presented in ICRIER, very simple paper was presented in ICRIER. It was an experiment in Delhi of electricity usage, and it was in 2 kind of high-rise buildings in Delhi. And all that the experiment did was, if I'm getting it right, it should be available on our website, is to provide the bills of the users to their neighbors. That's all that they did. And what happened was there was a convergence to the mean, a rough convergence to the high users. They couldn't believe that their neighbor with exactly the same number of air conditioners or televisions, everything, similar kind of lifestyle. I mean, you expect that people living in a community would have similar kinds of sources of income, and there wouldn't be too much variability there. And so the only intervention that was done was providing the bills of neighbors to each other, and they found that, oh, my consumption is more than yours, and I must be doing something wrong. And there was a reduction in convergence in the consumption of electricity. Simple things like this, and they make a difference at the level of policy. And therefore, I think our role as a research institution is to bring out these case studies, these anecdotes. As Ms. Gona is saying, that the problem in countries has been scaling up, and you need to bring these examples and help policy that can scale up. But I think we shouldn't be too paternalistic in our view of the poor. We should give them the right to take intelligent and optimal decisions, which I'm sure we do. And there are lots of examples, but I think to kind of provide more and more evidence of that, and how distorted our policies, agriculture policies, pricing policies, subsidies are, how distortionate they are. And our role is actually, as I said, to bring these out in the public domain, and then strengthen the hand of policymakers to take better decisions, both not only in the short term, but also in the long term. So thank you once more, all of you, for coming here. It's been a great experience listening to the former minister, Ms. Gona, and Stefan, thank you very much for this. Let's give Ms. Gona a big hand. Thank you.